I'm Björn.
And this is Anders, and we're from In Flames, and you are watching Rocknlive. Well, this siren is taken from Greek mythology. It's like a bird-like female creature who lured the sailors into the depths, you know. And she symbolized the good and the bad, and the
temptation, perhaps.
Temptations in life that you know, if it could affect you in a very bad way if you're not careful enough. It could be fun for a while, but it can also be very dangerous. So, yeah.
There's
usually with beer in your hand.
Yeah,
right?
Usually with a beer right there, or no, it's I never aim for like I need to do something sad or happy or powerful. I start grabbing the stuff that bounce around in my head, or ideas I have. It might be a rhythm part, it might be a melodic part, and I start working with that. I grab it, put it in, record it. Try to work around it, arrange all the guitars, bass and drums around it, and then I start listening to it over and over again. Is it good? Is it bad? And from there I start bouncing it with the guys, and especially with Anders, so we can start working on lyrical ideas. And what happens. I don't look for any emotions, but it happens along the way, you know. If you make something, a melody which hits me here, might make me very happy, but it might also make somebody very melancholic, as I said, or very sad, because it might be strike a different string in you. You know, I think that comes more with the actual lyrics later on, how the energies and emotions you portray. I think that's later on. When you don't start out aiming for something, you know, you create what's around you, basically.
I went down to the studio in Germany, Hansa, in Berlin, without having any lyrics done or anything really. I was just, okay, let's see what we can do with the music that we have. And I had to put myself under pressure to be able to create, because in normal life I have kids that go to daycare, or I go buy a nice steak and barbecue, and it's just like boring to. That's not a metal lyric or any type of lyric really. That's interesting for the listener to listen to. So I had this pressure, and I guess that with that pressure came frustration and desperation and the melancholy, or the sad tone of the album. That's just the way it came out. But I hear what you're saying, and what it's there. It's there for me as well. There's a certain tone on the album. Definitely. It's like a German sadness. I don't know what it is, but it is something. I think it affected us. Didn't really know it at that time.
And it wasn't something planned, it just happened. That's what I mean with you start working the way you normally do with the songs, the melodies, the rhythm parts, the everything, and then the surroundings might affect it. You know, it might not infect it, but affect it. You know, add something to it.
We absorb the surroundings more than we actually knew at the time. It's just now in hindsight, it's like okay, now I understand in a way, you know.
Someone to blame, the one who drives the rusted name, but who's left will never care. Pretending becomes a chore.
actually recorded most of the guitars with my absolute favorite guitar. It's a custom Les Paul, black one. It's a Black Beauty. It's the one I actually put it into senior citizen home. It's not with me on the road anymore, but it's such a good guitar, and it still had a record left in it, so I used that one. Technically, effects and everything, I don't know half the shit that we used, but I use Marshalls as far as I can, as often as I can. We even had, I think we might have had some EVH Fender stuff. This is all really boring stuff, right?
Whatever necessary for the song, really,
Yeah,
to paint the picture. But it's for me, being a fan of Depeche Mode for a long time, we recorded on the very same console that they mixed Construction Time Again, and that was the first album I got into with them. So that is a really cool thing for me. Not for everyone maybe, but for me it was. And personally, I used a Neumann microphone to sing in and scream at, and that one took a heavy beating. You know, when it comes down to every single mic that we use on every single drum,
that's gonna be crazy. It's gonna take 2-3 hours if we're gonna talk about everything. But
there's
this is
Shure mics and Neumanns and Sennheisers and that stuff. And then there's a lot of outboard gear that we had that was laying around in the studio. And during mixing, I think that is done through a Neve desk, and bought another more great old outboard gear. So that's we'd say that for the tour, the studio tour story.
Yeah. All you search for, a little piece of mind, too far, too deep, a two-faced smile, so lost you feel. I know.
Said, you guys want to come here?
When we started recording, we actually didn't have a label. We were fortunate enough to be able to do this without having the support of a label. So when it came to thinking about that part, having the album released, we had the possibility of having people coming over and listen to what we were doing, and people, for instance, Sony were really interested in us and have been for years, but we've been on a different label, actually several different labels, and never really got to work with these guys. And it's a different approach, I guess, from where we have been, but something that we're really excited of trying out. They have a huge machinery, they have lots of experience, and they have a different approach to certain things. We have an album, and we have music that is accessible, I would say, to more than just the metal scene. And this might be a way, combine forces to actually at least get people to hear about what we're doing. And from then on, it's only a matter of choice and taste, so at least get the experience.
I don't like to talk about exactly what the lyrics are about, because then you, as on the other side, would say, okay, that's what it is, and I want every song to mean something special for you, for him, for her, for whoever. It has a meaning for me, but that necessarily doesn't mean it's the right one. Every single song is about it's desperation and hope, devastation, love and hate, and the feeling of being an outsider and feeling close to making it without really reaching that far. It's a searching for something that you can't find and that you can't grasp, but you continue to go there. It's so every single song has this overall theme. So.
Listen to the words I say.
if you read the lyrics and then if I say it's a love song, then you'd be like, okay, it's a love song. But no, it's yeah, that's what it is, really. Yeah. And I think it's the way it turned out. It's like the heaviest track on the album, and then it's like the most hopeful, happy lyrics that without being happy. And then you have the female vocals on there who she's like portraying the siren and that role. And yeah, every song it has to. I listen to it and what is needed. I mean, this song needs this type of vocals, this type of lyrics. How do we finish this painting in the right way? What kind of brushes? What kind of colors? How you know? It's so yeah. That's how I approach everything, and hopefully at the end, I mean, I have a result that I am 100% satisfied, and the guys are satisfied, right? and then hopefully people who are ready and willing to listen, they are satisfied as well, and then it means something special for them.
Until the end of time, leave the doomed behind.
Well,
Not really.
I think the general idea or the general startup is the same every time. As I said, it's just catching whatever is in your mind right now. The melodies, maybe a rhythmical part or something, and then start working. We used to be a different setup of guys doing it, but that's changed a bit. Now it's me and Anders really putting the songs together, and we used to be 3 people. Before that, we were actually 4 people putting it together. So it's been kind of distilled. And it's something that we're getting more and more comfortable in doing, being very open when it comes to what we like, what we don't like, and that little struggle between us having kind of different musical tastes, that little energy that's created within the struggle, I think that's one of the strengths of what we do, because it creates something that none of us would be able to do on our own. So together we make something a little bit stronger, like an alloy, pretty much. And
but the approach
like
is
that,
always like
the same process, yeah.
Try to write a
What
good
we like,
possible
yeah.
rock and metal songs that we can. In the early days, we were guys in a rehearsal room, and we tried to throw ideas around, but we felt it didn't work. You know, it got to be done in a slightly different way. Yeah, but we have the same mentality. Every song starts with a guitar and a beer.
Pretty much.
Yeah, and then evolves from that into something.
search with different light. You're always trying to remember, but it's all make believe. You are.
Yeah.
So we will in October we'll be play 4 shows in France, and that will be during the European tour. And it starts, I think, in Poland at the end of September, and then it will continue into Christmas sometime,
Yeah.
and then we'll have slight break, and then we'll continue through the whole 2015 and 2016, and then we can have a vacation.
But still aside, always a stranger in a crowd.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah,
a lot
thank you
for-
very much.
Yeah.
And as we said, we'll be here in October again for 4 shows, and I hope you guys enjoy it. We will.